Jumford. But it's market open, so you never know.
Honestly, I just
I don't mind chopping as long as we chop with a purpose. Like if it's chopping
yeah,
during a trend.
like last week, straight up dump.
Alright, we are on SMT. I want to guess 15-minute one. Yeah, 15-minute. Yeah. Actually, it's probably a 1 hour one. You can see it on the 1 hour. Yes, took the 1 hour low. He hasn't yet. This is also in a 1 hour. Where you go? I just missed when price actually had a trend. That's what I fucking
Yeah,
miss. Dude, like, it hasn't trended for fucking months. And if it has, it's just been moving, like, not during AM. Like, maybe it's trending on, like, the fucking weekly, but who gives a shit if if the morning session and the 1 hourly is just chopper, you know? Like, dude, I remember the days where it would just trend and just run fucking for no reason like
yeah.
200 points, and it would like all pullbacks, just a clean ass trend all morning. And if you're swing trading, like my fucking little algo method would be fucking killer on that. And even if you're not, usually before it moved, it would go and make a turtle soup, or it would go and fucking sweep something and then go. It would sweep something, give you a setup, pull back, and then go and just trend and just hit targets. Gone are those days.
It's honestly looking like
Yeah, we got that SMT. Assuming we're making it, we might make a deeper SMT. Yeah, I think we got one of the London lows. Well, not the London low, but one of the prominent London lows. The one at 440. Luckily, London was just this nice little trend, so we got like stacked
yeah.
lows. Yeah, I see that one. 330. Or are you looking at the higher time frame? You Bryce, you like the 130.
Uh, setting up.
Yeah, I don't mind this.
I mean, really,
I'll be ready to grab some longs. 4 hour looks good. Boy, I've got so much shit on my fucking chart. I could barely see the fucking bars. Hour looks good. Suppose it'll depend on how this 1 hour closes. Yep, the 1 hour. We still have a 15-minute SMT holding. And we
this has
just
been
ran it.
short. Still kind of hold bearish.
Yeah, but that's impossible, dude. We won't see how that closes until fucking 10. You want to
Yeah,
wait,
reaction.
wait. I know people that would definitely wait to see if we inverse this gap or not. The only way to tell, though, you know? At least it's not sending to the bottom. It's grabbing liquidity like it should and then reacting. It did still make. Technically, we do still have a bullish SMT. From that low at 320, we took it on ES, didn't take it on. Yeah. There was a prominent low made.
This reactions. How about you, but
No, that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see what it gives me, though. Obviously, it's got to give me a setup, too.
it's gonna be hard for me. You are
We'll see. We're breaking open this bearish 5-minute, which is going to be tricky if you're trying to take longs.
at that point.
Yeah, I
Especially
would.
for guys.
I'll have to see if any of that holds. Look at
Look
these bars. We're gonna close out that SMT. Probably, maybe not, but probably. We were so close to grabbing that low, it's crazy.
minute. 5 minute.
Saw that. I had to mark it out. Not ideal, obviously. It's gonna make trading into it a little bit tricky. As long as we zip up this 5-minute that we're trying to make right now, like we just did, we're good.
Get back. Look for
Right.
you just
Yeah, 100%. And we generated a lot of that liquidity. Like these highs up here are all internal and they're all perfect for what you just said. And they align with 15-minute and 1 hour fair value gaps as well.
We can run.
See what happens when we test this 5 minute.
Fucking, I shouldn't do that.
There we are.
Yeah.
And NQ anyway. ES is taking its time.
You know?
True. For me, for my rules though, we got to close out this 5 minute. I don't wanna trade side it.
Honestly, I need it to.
That's probably
Anybody
valid.
with this,
We might. We also might just retrace this trend line and bounce back down. Well, there's a trend line bounce. See if it keeps going down or if we get any. I mean, overall, the market is pretty bullish. You know, crypto's kind of moving upwards. RTY is up. Dollar's up. Platinum is up. Yeah, I'm willing to bet the index has come around. I want to say it looks like it's going to be a bullish day. I need to look at QQQ.
Deep dead ass. I think I might like. If fuck. And just on this,
Why?
I don't know.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
even
because
just,
they're
like,
fucking
trade.
impossible to trade.
What? Try a lot.
Yeah, probably. I bet TJ probably did. Not my setup, personally, but not a bad setup. They're waiting for it to break to the other side of this line. I like when there's a trend line that I can clearly mark out in the morning. What it used to be like. Oh. Been a while. Dude. On me on IQ1, I've got the 5 minute close to the tick on the end of the 5 minute. I didn't technically get to close through. Yeah, MNQ, you got it. I didn't get it on NQ though. See, that's interesting. That's kind of sketchy, you know. It happens on one version of the contract,
Did you
dude.
inverse it? Did you not?
That's the thing, bro. 'Cause everybody trading,
And
yeah, everybody trading MNQ right now is thinking that they inversed it, and then Obviously, like the guys that are trading NQ think they didn't. Obviously, it's better to have a, it's better to be safe and say, okay, we probably didn't inverse it then, Just play it like you didn't inverse it, play on NQ side. Especially when ES is reacting off it like this. Boy, it was fucking close though, man. Do the tick. I think so too. I think the whole outlook on this day is bullish. I mean, look. Just look at the overall market. A lot of green today. Bitcoin's pushing back up too. That's what I like to see. Fucking need Bitcoin to push up. I've been getting fucked lately.
Yeah, I would like funds here. The only thing is,
Yeah, dude, not yet. For sure, not yet. Like you said earlier, you had a good idea. Wait till we inverse that 5 minute. 2 minutes. Because honestly, right now, if I'm being like super for real, it's starting to look almost a little more bearish. At least for like the next 5 minutes, But also, it could rip. It's just hard to tell without closing that 5 minute. But I'm just saying we had a perfect reaction off this trend line. If I was breakout trading, I'd have my limit order at this trend line and I'd be in shorts right now. I'll tell you, I'd be in shorts until actually my target would have already been hit, so maybe that doesn't mean anything. What are you working with for retracements? It looks like at least a 70%. Yeah. 78% retracement on the divs. Interesting.
you don't have any questions. At least you.
Yeah. Let it chop. Let it chop. But we're gonna make a bigger triangle. We got 30 seconds to see if we can actually close this 5 minute out. And inverse it. We might. Oh, dude. We're gonna close it. Oh, I shouldn't say that. We still have 15 seconds. And we have this trend line to break through. Oh! Alright, there's that 5 minute. Now you're clear for takeoff. All we need is a retrace. Well, you need a retrace. I need a whole setup still. I don't think I'm gonna get what I want. I'm playing a little more reserved. I don't think I'm getting what I want.
That's what I learned getting these.
Yeah, exactly, honestly. Hello. Might actually give me a setup here, though.
You don't.
Yeah, ES looks like shit, not gonna lie. ES needs to close that out. We got another 4 minutes until ES can close that. And we're not even like, we're on equilibrium of that 5 minute gap. Not even close to the top. Like, they're polar opposites right now, and that's not great. Like, I'm willing to bet, if anything, it's setting up to make a fucking hell of an SMT. NQ's gonna go grab some highs, and ES is just gonna sit right the fuck here. And they both just dump.
Everything that we're holding. I'd really. No.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have a lemon order in here soon. Gonna have
Not much. That one thing, like, from the W's.
yeah, dude. W trade, W trade.
Trade. Yeah, we're really much.
Man, I don't like that as much. I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted fucking longs. I'm not gonna lie though. Fucking hey, that's tricky. I don't know if in an ideal world, I'm not trading it longs right after we sweep highs. That's not ideal at all.
We have a high all the way.
I would say,
21.
yeah. Where's the high time frame draw? Honestly, not even that fucking far away. Well, I guess the most recent 15-minute isn't. But yeah, you're right. We do have a high up there at 873. Yeah.
Hope we don't take out this. I'm fine if we take.
SMTs for
But
days.
technically, an S,
Yeah. Big time.
but like they don't like those highs.
Really mean much on it. I see what you're saying. They're not highs on ES. But even if you go,
That, like they cut through the candlesticks. So that's I don't know.
about to find out because that bitch is coming back down. 12.25. 3 contracts would be half. 6 contracts would be a full position. I want to risk a little less on this just because we took fucking highs. But I'm buttoned up. My position would be buttoned up against this 5-minute, which I like. Unless, of course, ES just fucks off. And dude, ES is honestly kind of scaring me. I'm not gonna lie. I hate the way ES looks. It looks like shit.
I don't know. I don't. I need ES to.
I know, dude. Funny. Usually that's not my criteria either. Like if I get a fill, I'll still fill just because that's not one of my rules. But it might be after today. However, I don't think it's gonna give me anything. To be honest with you, I think it's gonna price sweep some highs, and then give me maybe a quick short setup. Just because it likes to stress me out. Why give me a nice trend with the trade when it can make me go short?
I don't know.
I hope you get a little bit. I want to close this 5 minute. 'Cause if I'm going short, I don't want anything in my fucking way. Okay, that'll do it. Jesus Christ. Okay, dude, I was on the 5 minute. That looked a lot bigger than it was. I was like, holy fuck, this is gonna flush. This is gonna flush all the way down to my fucking limit. Oh my god, yeah, alright. Interesting. Yeah, after we swept highs, I'm gonna go ahead and not take longs. I think that's probably the play here. I don't think longs are the play, although I'm not gonna lie to you. My strategy is so in your head, it's crazy. Like my strategy, like half the time I think it's not gonna work and it just works. I'm like, what the fuck? How does that even happen? Like it goes against my technical analysis and my strategy just hits. Then it makes me overthink. So I'm like, well, should I take it or half the time my setup works when it's just a bad conditions and it looks like the trade looks like shit. And you're like, no way we get reactions here. And then it just reacts. And then I'm like, damn, should have been in it. You know, on the same side though, you know, I still don't want to take bad trades. This is interesting. We're gonna get a hard retrace too. We will. It's setting up to retrace. It's not setting up to pump. If it pumps, it's gonna do a little pump and then give us a retrace. I actually don't fucking like. I got some shit lining up. I got the 5 minute. I got the 60% fib. I don't know. This isn't looking horrible. I really, like you said though, I really need ES to close out this 5 man. I'm gonna be struggling if I can't. The problem is that's so high up for ES.
Yeah.
I could take a position at like half risk or something. I might do that.
This is also about to open.
Really.
Also,
Oh my god. Well, fuck ES for some of that. Fuck ES, dude. I don't really want to look at ES.
though, is ES inverse. Oh,
Really. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's actually not bad. That means that's gonna be helping us here if we take longs. Dude, look at the 1 hour though. Look how good the 1 hour looks for longs.
really want long.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll take longs. I'm gonna be a fucking risky beaver.
Right now.
Not this second, no. But I'm gonna take at R1 785. No, you know me, man. I gotta go get my limit order at like the best fucking fill possible here.
Don't like.
I don't either. It looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. The ES is sketching me the fuck out. I'm fine.
I'm waiting on the 5 minutes. Because this really looks like that first.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a retrace and then it pops back up or something. I don't think we would dump off this. I don't know. We've got a lot supporting to just come down and dump, you know? That is true.
Ideally, you would. Bro,
Well,
he
fuck.
just did.
Oh no, dude. Oh no, dude. I missed my limit order. Oh my god, my trade is in like 20 points of profit right now. No fucking way. No fucking way did I just miss an A plus, or not an A plus, but a 1 to 2 trade. That was my trade. I took my limit out for a second to adjust my contracts and it fucking filled it. It filled it so fast. Holy fuck, this is a beautiful trade too. This will probably hit my TP. TP's at 21,815.75. I'm gonna be sad when this hits. Oh my god, bro. It's like one of the prettier trades I've seen in a while. Fuck. Oh no, dude. My limit, bro. It just slipped from underneath me, man. My limit fucking was there. I took it out to adjust my contract size. And I adjusted my contract, came back, and then it just filled instantly. I was like, fuck. Technically, it hasn't hit my Technically, it hasn't hit my target yet, but I think I would normally probably be break even on this trade, so I'm not gonna fill again. Looks if it dumps from here, that's kind of sketchy. Damn, dude, that's literally the reaction I trade right there. Like that's my trade. That's fucking it. Playing out beautiful. I hope it hits for the sake of the trade now. If it wants to fill me and then hit, that's another thing, but that sucks, dude. I mean, there's nothing in ES's way. It should go to that TP. My TP is sitting right at the 15 minute, the bearish 15 minute. Interesting. The only problem is now we could dump off this though.
Come on.
Interesting, bro. We would have been 2 points from hitting my TP. We still might. We still probably will. I just don't really want to be flushed on this, you know? Is it 50.25? Dude, crazy reactions here. Yeah, this looks like my trade. Now it's gonna go fucking hit. Maybe not. We'll see. This looks like the kind of dicking around I get when I get my trades. It loves to dick me around. Now it's gone. It's gonna go hit my TP like a little fucking bastard. Honestly, a good trade. Like that would have been that was a good trade. I should have taken that. I don't know why the limit just slipped through my fingers. I had it in at low risk. I went to adjust the risk because I adjusted the target and fucking just slammed into my thing before I could even. And the crazy part is I put the limit back and it filled my limit by like a tick. Like it seriously, I had zero drawdown. Actually, it got my limit to the tick. Damn, that's really unfortunate because this is gonna hit a full 1 to 2. Here it goes, dude. Oh, the trade that fucking. You want to talk about FOMO, bro? This today is gonna be controlling emotions, man. That is dumb, especially when the limit was in there. I'll have to watch it back on my stream exactly what I was fucking around with at the moment, but that was dumb. That just cost me $1,000. Oh, maybe it did. It hasn't hit yet, so technically maybe not. Maybe it'll break even before it goes up there, but I don't know. I feel like this looks good. The biggest thing in my trades is they love to dick me around. They love to make me stress for no fucking reason at all. Like it'll do this shit where it comes and almost hits my fucking thing and then 30.5. Yeah, you can call it. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. If anything up here, any reason to take profit call? Really? I don't know, dude. This looks like it's gonna hit. I hate to say it. 28,815.75 is the limit. Or is the TP, I should say. This looks like my trade. Honestly, I would be happy if I was in this, even with all the dicking around. It looks like it's gonna hit. In fact, actually, I'll fill it out right now as a win. I'm that confident. We're still right there. We're still getting dicked around. Dude, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt the soul when this fucking hits. I'm secretly hoping it just dumps to fucking break even. Secretly hoping. Because this is gonna hit and it's gonna hurt the fucking soul. Damn, dude. Holy shit, this would be really dicking me around. We're fucking 0.75 points from TP right now. There it goes. That's TP. Fuck me in the ass. Oh, I'm a loser for that one, dude. Fuck me. I'm gonna watch my stream back right fucking now. I need to figure out why the fuck why that limit wasn't placed. That's bullshit. That just lost me so much money. Yeah. It should pump. Probably external highs. Usually it does. Man, that was just a beautiful fucking trade, too. Oh, that trade was art. I wasn't fucking in it. What happened here? I placed the limit like a second after it fucking filled. And it never came back to retest it. Oh my god. No shit. Fortunate would be like, yeah, I would say that is very unfortunate. Yeah, dude, that sucks more. That might suck more than taking a loss. That might suck more than taking a loss. That should have been fucking. What would that have been? Yeah, over a grand. Fucking A. Well, hopefully price action is smoothing out and there's just going to be more trades like these because that was textbook. The only thing I didn't love about that was the fact that we swept those 1 minute highs, but it's always going to be sweeping 1 minute highs or reacting off some kind of shit when I get filled, you know? I mean, it was along with our fucking bias and everything, man. And now we're just ripping to the moon. And the bright side, we called the whole fucking move from the beginning. Like this was exactly what we knew was gonna happen. I'm such a fucking bitch, dude. So mad at that, actually. It's nice to see it work flawlessly, honestly. I haven't seen a trade like that that just runs straight to my 1 to 2 without making a gap in like a long time. That's how my trade is supposed to work. Like a couple months ago, that's how my trade worked. Dude, fucking lately it's been creating like opposing confluence and giving you all this reason to get out and all this bullshit. Oh, dude, that's rough. Uh,
Readiness.
I know. That retrace was actually perfect. Retrace right to equilibrium on the fib. That's where I had my limit order. Yeah, but at that point though, it would have been fucking tough, you know. We hadn't inversed the gap yet. You wouldn't have had the confluence you would have wanted on that first inverse anyway. Honestly, still, we're making a fucking hell of an SMT right now. This thing could skyfall. I don't think it will though.
Yeah.
It looks good. Market looks good. Everything's up. I had my trade and I fat fingered the fucking limit. It just hit so fast. It hit so. I don't even know if I would have filled. I should have filled, but it hit to the tick. It hit my limit order to the fucking tick. I did not have one tick of drawdown. I know. It would have been a really nice trade to be in after all this shit we went through for the last month, but oh well, I guess. On to the next trade. We're not thinking about that one anymore. Until I'm get up from this chair, and then that's all I'll think about. But right now, on to the next one. Honestly, we still have quite a bit of time left. In 45 minutes, we could certainly sweep some highs and get some reactions. I know, it's crazy. Holding on for dear life.
Still same 5 minutes.
I mean, I've seen better looking 10 cases if I was gonna try and swing trade this for the algo. I don't think it's gonna go up. Give me a push past fucking. Who knows though? Who knows? Oh! Did we finally inverse the 5 minute? Oh yeah, we probably did, didn't we? No, we didn't. I forgot it's so fucking massive. Just such a big gap. Huge.
don't know. You don't know.
That is also how my trade is supposed to look. Which is weird, I haven't seen it for so long. I haven't seen my setup look like that in forever. I've been seeing shitty little setups. So weird to actually see what it's supposed to look like. So strange, because honestly, what it's supposed to look like looked wrong. With my trade and my fill, truly there's only three things that can happen. It either flushes straight through my stop loss, my stop loss, and wicks it out. So I either get a wick out and a re-entry, and then obviously off the re-entry, it's going to either hit a TP or it's going to stop again. So I either get a wicked out and a flush, or it's going to hit my, it's going to create an opposing gap, and I'm going to take contracts out, or it's going to do what it did right now and just give a crazy reaction as soon as it fills and just flush to my TP. That's the other option. Honestly, not a ton that can happen, and it really doesn't just blow through my stop loss a bunch, and if it does, it gives me a re-entry. And usually my re-entry has an even better RR, and I can get a pretty good trade off that too. Usually my re-entry is like half risk for the whole fucking reward. Oh, TJR actually lost today. That's crazy. I don't know how the fuck you lose this. This looks pretty good. I mean, especially from him. This looks like, you know, London accumulation sweeps London lows, and yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. We swept London lows, and we damn near swept Asian lows. But it was a whole, dude. We accumulated pre-market, swept London lows, straight to the upside. Like, this is like ICT. This is his fucking model. This is what it's supposed to look like. We even made an order block and a fair value gap, and we retested both. I don't know how the fuck he lost. I'll have to look. I want to see where he might have shorted, but honestly, like, I don't know why you would short with the trend that's going on in the daily right now. Yeah, we're pumping, dude. We're gonna take this 1 hour high. Please, God, if we can get more fucking price action like this, I will be a very wealthy man.
If June is all like this,
dude, if June is like this, I'm gonna crack some fucking bands this month.
only thing is, like,
Oh yeah, hell of an SMC too.
right.
I'm gonna watch TJ's video. I want to see what he said. What the fuck, bro? Okay, actually, this isn't a bad play. Just we did not have the bias to that of that. He shorted off that 5 minute that was holding. That was his play. He shorted off that fucking no on both on the ES and Q. I think he took it. No, he took it on the ES. He would have just gotten stopped out at like 10:15. We still haven't even inversed it technically, but he took trades on he took shorts on ES off that 5 minute. I'm assuming because we swept the high at 508 and 410. I'm assuming. I mean, shorts looked okay. I guess that just wasn't my bias. I always kind of saw this, you know, what's happening right now. I always called this happening. Interesting taking shorts, honestly. But I guess maybe higher time frame. It did look a little bearish there for a while. Well, that's the thing, dude. He's taking shorts after they swept all the fucking lows of like pre-market in London. Like, why would he short into that? We clearly just swept like every fucking low. I don't know. We got like 4 high time frame lows, and he shorted into it. That makes no sense. I don't like shorting into or I don't like taking positions into like 1 minute sweeps, much less like fucking 1 hour sweeps. Like we swept 1 hour liquidity and made a massive wick on the 1 hour. He fucking shorted that in an uptrend. Kind of crazy. But he's a millionaire and I'm not, so. Granted, he did make a lot of money off crypto. I think if I had his crypto background, we could work with his portfolio for sure. Honestly, dude, TJR just
also sells a course.
dude, TJR fucking he made a lot of his money by just pushing his chips to the fucking middle. He damn near gambled on a couple crypto coins and fucking hit him big. He's more of a crypto guy than he is a trader, I think. That's where he made his fucking fortune. He even says that, dude. He says he learned trading after crypto. He is still a damn good trader, but he was probably in this fucking trade for so long. Yeah, dude, he was in this trade for fucking like half an hour. Look how long ES accumulated in this shit. I bet he took it at like 9:41. I bet he was in that trade for half an hour.
Team care. So to see ES moves now as that now one is such a high.
I'll end it, bro. This random day. I don't really want
You didn't take anything today, did you? Yeah, I'd say we both probably missed out on an opportunity today. My only problem was, dude, it was my fucking trade. Like, that is my model. I was sitting here with my fingers in my fucking ass. I tried. I threw the limit in just a second too late. Honestly, though, I don't know. I was being a little bit of a pussy about it. At the time, I didn't like that we just swept those. We had reactions off the 15-minute, and we just swept those 1-minute highs. And that's why it's not an A+ trade. But it's still a trade I should have taken. Because regardless, it would have, even if it would have chopped around, it would have made a way for me to get out and claim a little bit of profit. I think the likelihood of it just flushing through an equilibrium and a supporting 5-minute and all those gaps is pretty low. That's why I traded, I guess. Bitcoin giving us a good little pump in the round. We'll see if we actually get a fucking. Actually, I gotta go get my fucking. I gotta get my debit card, dude. TJR needs my help.
Checking this text that high. Happen.
I'm gonna be a business partner with TJR. All he needs is $2,000.
Dude, that don't sound too bad.
Dude, it's a great deal, dude. he needs help starting his course. He's got the profile picture and everything. All he needs is $2,000 and my social security number.
Oh, that's not a good deal.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like giving him. I'm typing this number out right now. I do need my wallet though for other reasons here. I need to fucking connect it to my Facebook Pay. On Facebook, probably not. You know what the good thing is though? On these really good days like this, like they used to be, a lot of times I get 2 setups. So we'll see if I can get another setup today and make my loss here a little bit less sad. Although I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm still gonna be a little heartbroken. Cause that was a dime of a trade. That was like 5'5", blonde hair, blue eyes, fucking 38 in the waist, like big old fucking racks. Like that was a good looking trade. Like the only problem was like she was probably like when I saw her, she was like screaming at like she has a boyfriend or something like there was some reason why it's just like a little sketchy, you know?
Oh, red flag.
Yeah. Whereas like there was just enough where it's like, nah, you know, I don't know. Alright, let me just read my fucking number out here for everybody to.
Everybody.
Free fundeds for everybody. To say. Hopefully I can finally accept this fucking payment. I had like $300 just sitting in my Venmo for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea why. You would still do longs? Interesting.
Which we are going to.
Not my cup of tea personally. Although this could be one of those days that just fucking runs, honestly.
This would have been a fucking banger trade. I needed one more conflict.
What was the 7th? 7th Friday? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Oh, wicking off the highs, wicking off the highs.
Whatever you do not go to external liquidity.
Or, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind it just because, what do we need on ES to go to external liquidity? Oh, well, actually, only 10 points.
You're looking at. Looking at.
I'm on the 5 minute. I can't scroll that far fucking left, my guy.
Holy.
Did I miss something? I'm on the fucking like 1900 minute here.
Honestly, there was a trade.
Let's enter this trade and chop all fucking day until we hit 20 points on ES and I cash out like fucking 3 bands on my algo.
I enter the trade. Right. Could have.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
ATR was low today.
Yeah, a little bit actually. It was a little low. Yeah, it's not moving a ton. Good fluid price action, but not moving a ton. Dude, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna sit in this trade and be up like $1,500 and not close it out. That's gonna be the hardest part of trading this fucking swing strategy.
Yeah, this was kind of tough.
Dude, bro. So I think I technically would have been risking 450.
That was rough. And reality of it, I guess.
Dude, it's only, dude, we're not moving enough to go for fucking 20 points, bro. 20 points is gonna be today's like daily ATR. It's honestly probably because of CPI. There's a lot of people that just don't trade today and tomorrow. Crazy, but still. CGR did trade, which is good. He did. That's good. 25 minutes. Such a silly little Billy.
Oh well.
Interesting. Now ES is getting dumpy and NQ's chilling. It's a good sign.
Glad it played out because almost like 80 or 90% of the time those moves happen, you get
Oh, what I'll stick around to 11.
They're just popping up.
Interesting.
You know, if you
You wouldn't take shorts here, Creighton? Dude, 15-minute bearish gap. We've got 4 prominent highs taken out, and we're wicking off all of them on the 15-minute. I don't know. I'm at least open for shorts. I'm sticking around to 11. Your call, though. We're in a 30-minute gap, too. Not a 1-hour gap. This looks like a fucking good reaction for me. But I'm only going to be on for 20 minutes, so I mean, I guess I don't know. But this looks like if you want to go bearish, this is looking bearish now. Look at the 15 fucking minute chart, man. Especially if we wick all these out on the 15-minute, dude, this thing's going to drop like a fucking hammer. Oh. I bet the 1 hour is going crazy too. Yeah, the 1 hour is too. Ugh. I don't know for your strategy, but for my strategy, dude, I could get some fucking crazy short. Oh.
I'll be on tomorrow. So,
All right, bro.
guys.
Yeah, take it easy, man. Buddy. $5-minute, no 15. Here, this 15-minute closes. No, not currently. Well, I guess I am, but it's on YouTube. I don't even know if you, I'll stick around till 11 for you, Joseph. That's my, that's the YouTube. That's where it's live on. A little bit easier that way. I can show more stuff because I got a bunch of monitors and shit. I'm on there every morning, man. I just don't stream at Discord because it's kind of Creighton's thing. Honestly, I probably could. It's a grind, buddy. It's a fucking grind. It's a fucking grind. Drive you crazy, but if you're, if you're here to make money, stick to it. Yeah, the only way you fail in this game is by quitting. Honestly, I mean, like long-term fail. You'll fail plenty in the short term, but the long-term failure is only by quitting. I'll try to refrain from. I don't know. Are you learning? Are you learning Creighton's shit? Are you learning his strategy, or is that what you're on, or what you're being taught on, or? Yeah, the boot camp's fucking great. That's a great one. And honestly, I do the same shit. I use all their concepts too. I just tweak it a little bit differently. And that's kind of one of the things you learn when you start to get better. You start to learn how you personally like to trade the market, and you kind of learn about your psychology and what what you're better at putting up with and whatnot. And me personally, I'm not the kind of guy who likes to sit in a trade for 30 minutes. I like to be in, I like to be out. We'll watch this over here, but like these are my kind of trades. This is the one from earlier. I like to fill and I like to hit TP in, 10 minutes max. Usually it's only a couple minutes, but I got really fucked around because these trend lines. But I came from scalping. I'm more of a scalper. I've never really been much of a swinger. I can swing trade. I have, swing trade in the past. I watched the whole boot camp. That's what actually got me into the SMC stuff. I traded that way for a while. It's not great for my psychology personally. I would rather take a bunch of little wins than taking big ass trades and maybe winning a little less but hitting like big old jackpots, because I don't like to hold them. I don't like to take partials, and I don't like to be in trades forever. That's just my psychology. I can swing trade, sure, but not the most efficient for me, so not what I do. See if we get a trade here. We close this up. We gotta adjust this target. Yeah, it really just depends. Some traders. I've done the shit where I've been on vacation and I've had my phone in my pocket and fucking, that stupid thing where you're waiting all day for a trade. You're just anxiously checking notifications and shit, but I don't like it. Not my deal. I want to be able to tighten up this RR a little bit. I don't love this right now. Trade's a little too small for my liking. I want to push down. I want to close this gap, but I don't want to touch this gap. I want to close in this area. That way we can extend the target a little bit. Hopefully we can still take this before 11. If that's my 1 to 2 right now, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that, even though maybe I should be. This 21,857.75. 5-point stop loss. That's Jesus, 15 contracts. Holy fuck. You go in with a mini on this. Going with 1 mini. See if we get flushed on this or not. We're going for probably right here. We made this good. Your TP tops are going to be 21,863. This is looking pretty aggressive. This might flush. Hoping we get a little reaction off this, but I don't know. It's looking like it wants to eat it. Unfortunately, we opened this gap, which means we got to take some profits out a little bit early. I'd be a little surprised. Grab that gap. There we go. The only reason I do that is because I'm waiting for reactions. I'm waiting for reactions off gaps like this. Just like that. You see how now it's reacting back upwards? Yeah. You never know if that reaction is going to be enough to send it to your stop loss, or if it's going to be enough to, you know, maybe it'll push through it. Like this looks like it's going to push through it. This looks pretty good. But I am in the business of paying myself. So if I'm going to go ahead and pay myself, then I'm thinking logically, and logically, yes, this hit a 1 to 2, this hit the full trade. But, you know, if we have opposing confluence right here, I'm going to go ahead and be safe and take my profits at a, you know, just a 1 to 1. Yeah, it's about a 1 to 1. Could have hit a 1 to 2. We hit a 1 to 1. That's fine. I'm not going to cry about it. That's what trades like earlier for. Like this trade was fine. This trade, we opened this little gap, and me personally, I've been fucked on this too many times. So we gotta add that to the trade data. But I mean, those good days, usually good days, I get 2 trades. Let's see, longs, we took shorts. Point we had a mixed, but I was a little more. Yeah, we had mixed bias. Yeah, filled it. Any questions, type them out. I'll answer them. Granted, if you're in Creighton stuff, you should probably do that, or at least try that for a little while. Let's see. We had fair value gaps. We had no ups. Up. Not have an inverse gap. Did we have an SMT? No. Technically, we had an SMT. Let's see. ATR there was 11.28. Stops were 5.25. Oh, yes. Target was 10. Original target was 10.5. We took cons out at 5.75. Call that an A. That was fine. Nothing wrong with it. Finalized RR was a 1 to 1.1. Probably about 2.5 years, maybe closer to. Actually, you know, we're probably right around that 2.5 year mark. Then we can trade. A little bit longer than Creighton. I think he just hit 2 years in April. If we start to see a little bit, if we see price getting better and doing more shit like this, then I will stop. I'll stop taking my target. You know, at the opposing confluence. It depends the indicators you want. I mean, these indicators are just up here. These are obviously the favorites. I use ATR for my average true range. Imbalance detector just highlights the fair value gap, so I don't have to mark them all out manually. I'm lazy. Lux Algo Assist is just assist. I mean, that just shows you, that's a confluence that I use in my trades. It shows you this change in the state of delivery when you close below the, you know, a couple, I think it's like 2 or 3 white candles when you get it close below. I actually use a sweep assist, so it also sweeps and tells me when price sweeps and then gets assist. It's just a little bit heavier of a confluence. And then I also use an MA, which you don't need an EMA. EMAs are relatively useless. It just kind of gives you an idea of where price is at on the higher time frames. These 2 lines right here. But as a newer trader, the less indicators, the better. Look at this trade. This trade's going to go and smack some fucking big high shit. This is beautiful price action. This looks like it used to in the old days. I'm going to send a picture of this to Creighton. This looks great. Oh, I told him not to get off, dude. I fucking told him. I was like, this is setting up, bro. Don't get off. I warned his ass, and he fucking dipped anyway. Honestly, I'm thinking I might have to add a rule or something where if the fair value gap is, you know, if it's like half a fucking point, I don't know. You'll get price to react off that, though, because it did. You know, it reacted off this. We got pushed down. We had a little mini reaction off that. Yeah, if you have TradingView, this is TradingView. If you just go into indicators and you, obviously just search in indicators, like if you wanted, search in Lux Algo Assist. Well, oh, it's one word. So if you look up Lux Algo, it'll give you all this shit. It can give you sessions, and these are the ones I have favorited. I mean, less indicators the better, man. Learn to read price. That's the big thing. Indicators are always going to be lagging. They're going to tell you what has happened. You know, only you as a person can predict. And you got to use your head. And I even use, I don't use a ton. I try to just read price. But I use shit from other strategies as well for confluences, right? Like that's what this is. I shouldn't get too in depth. I'm just gonna overwhelm you. I shouldn't. But like eventually you can learn other, like I came from breakout strategies, so I traded breakouts in the beginning. So this is my breakout. Obviously I kind of was watching this. We had a manipulation here, and then we actually it was right here. Then we broke out, came back up to retest the trend line, then gave another. This would have been the trade. If you were a breakout trader, you would have taken probably 15 points here. Yep. We used to go for 1-to-1s. Tracements to the trend line. Crazy. Actually, we would put our targets at, or our positions like this, 60%. And you'd either go for 10 to 15 points. I don't like it though. Me personally, well, I mean, you do this for 2.5 years and you pick up a couple things. I'm not rich. That's the big thing. Hopefully this year we can make some good money if price moves up. I'm just a guy that knows a little bit more than you. 2 more years than you. And I'm probably right there with Creighton. We just trade different strategies. He's just fine. He's fine going for longer swings. I'm not. I like to scalp. I came from 1-to-1 scalping, and that's kind of my background. And I like to be in quick trades. I like to be in quick trades, and I like a lot of wins. You know, Creighton might not win a lot. I mean, he wins an okay amount, but his targets are huge. Like he goes for like maybe 1 to 2.5s, sometimes 1 to 3s. You know, so it's really satisfying to hit him. But for me, I've always kind of been. I will say, I'll say probably pessimist when it comes to trading. You know, I don't know. I don't want to be, but I need constant reassurance, if you will. And so that's why I scalp. I take out my positions early. So like this was only a 1-to-1. You know, Creighton probably would have held this. But I've been fucked too many times in holding this, and I would rather secure a win than get stopped on something like this and lose money. It fucks with my head. Just depends on your style of trading, man. You'll tweak shit. You'll learn the basics and you'll start tweaking your own stuff. Honestly, though, if you find any trader that's been trading for over a year, they probably know what they're talking about. I'm not special. The biggest thing in trading, man, is the psychology. You know, even all of these positions, everything is calculated. You know, there's not like I knew this trade was coming, and I entered this trade, and it was planned out from here. This trade plan was going until fill for 20 minutes, right? I was planning this out. It wasn't just and I used a limit order, you know, it wasn't a random market order. There was no revenge trading. Even this trade down here, you could see it was coming. Like I was just kind of waiting to put the limit in. This one I missed, unfortunately. This would have been a huge day, dude. Fucking A. I'm still up $300, and this would have been like a $1,400 day. That would have been nice. But no, man. The big thing is psychology. And don't fucking put your real money on the line. Don't do that, dude. Funded accounts all the way. They might seem hard. They might seem fucking hard, and if they're hard, it's because you're a bad trader still. Don't put your fucking money on the line. Jesus, dude. I think Creighton and I both made that mistake, and I lost so much money due to that. I've had to, you know, endure so much more stress because I lost a fuck ton of money in the beginning. I thought I was just invincible. Biggest thing, psychology. It's very honestly, trading is the hardest easy money you'll ever make. If you follow your rules with your system, and that's all you do, and you trade only your system when it shows up, and if it doesn't show up, you just get off, and you're just done, and you're fine. You set your rules. You set when you want to be done trading. You set when you, like right now it's 11 o'clock. I'm not looking for trades anymore. You set your rules. You set your confluences, and when you see those, you enter. If you don't, you don't. Like I want to say, even last week or so, like there were some days where I just didn't trade. I think I only traded 2 days, maybe 3 days last week, maybe not even. You got to be fine. That's the biggest thing is mentally, man. Get in the gym. Dude, honestly, it's crazy. You start eating healthy, get in the gym. Trading is a way of life. You can't fucking cheese out trading by just by thinking you can just pick it up and be amazing at it. If you're gonna get into trading, you gotta commit, and it's gonna take over your whole fucking life, you know. Eat healthier, put the work in, you know, be on the charts a lot. When I was a beginner, dude, I was putting in fucking crazy long nights just taking notes, grinding out the TJR boot camps. And when I was really beginner, I took notes on fucking everything. I still have I have notebooks full of fucking notes. Grind it out. You know, don't tell people. That's another thing. Don't tell your friends. Don't tell your family. Don't tell anybody. Gives you a false sense of fucking reality. It's a lot better to just just be there and do it in the moment, and then tell people when you make it. Creighton's in here too. Ooh. I don't know. I'll die on that hill, man. And Creighton could come in here and attest to all this shit too, dude. It's the exact same shit he would say because he's gone through all of it too. Have you been in here when I went over this? Hey, there he is. Were you here when I went over this trade, Creighton, or do you want me to go over it quick? I'm assuming you can.
Hang on. Figure out how to. Can't hear shit.
Dude, I'm so fucking. I tried to get you to stay on, man. I don't know. Is your strategy here? It looks like it is. I'm assuming it is. But it might not have. It might not have hit. It's looked like a little bit sketchier. Maybe a little bit more towards shorts. Maybe if you would have taken out a position at like this 5-minute gap. Yeah, that's probably what you would have done, I'm assuming. Probably trade this gap here or
Oh, so yeah, after the change.
did we get a 5-minute change? Yeah, we did. Just not a sweep change. You would have had to take profits out in the 5-minute though, man. We're reacting off it. I don't think we'll get reactions all the way to the top, so either way your stop would have probably been fine. But if you took position off at the 5-minute when we made this SMT, you would have been golden. Maybe not a huge trade though. ATR is just down, man. It's slow, groggy. I had to enter that on. I entered that on 1 mini. Oh, he's gone again. Damn. All right. I didn't even see him dip out. Fucking music's up too loud, I guess. Yeah, so I'm assuming Creighton, I would actually I'll line this up on MNQ because he trades MNQ. Creighton would have been one of these where he would have went. He doesn't even have this bullshit. Doesn't have that either. Doesn't have any of this. He would have seen the sweep, which there is a sweep in here. I don't know. And then he would have been. I'm assuming. Damn. Wow, I really rely. I haven't even noticed how long it's been since I've marked out a fair value gap on my own. That's crazy. Wow, I kind of feel like a loser for that. I'm assuming. I'm gonna go ahead and assume Creighton probably would have been. Saw the change in the state here. Actually, the change in the state was here. I won't speak for him, but I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess here. I'm gonna go ahead and guess it would have probably been this retracement and this reaction off it, probably this close here. Taking this down to the 5-minute and probably a snipped up little stop loss, something like this. Maybe going for a 1 to 5, maybe a 1 to 2. I'm assuming, I'm going to go ahead and assume. We'll see if this is what he was looking for. Here, actually, this is the 5-minute. Maybe like a 1 to 1. Yeah, a 1 to 2. That's not bad. That would have been a nice little cute trade. It would have hit a few times too. I'm assuming that's what he would have went through, probably when we got reactions off this 1 minute. That's almost where I got billed too. Yeah, any more questions, man? I'm here for the traders because if you're fucking trading, there's a very high chance you're in a position just like every other trader in the fucking world has been, you know? You're probably getting mind fucked. You're probably, you know, in a position where you want to get trading because you want to, you know, be successful and try something. Maybe you got into it because you want to get rich quick. Unfortunately, it's not going to work that way. I mean, it's one of those things you just got to learn that too. But if you really have a passion for it, I love being in the charts. I love being right. It's really rewarding, you know, if you're trying to improve your psychology, if you're trying to improve your you know, if you're trying to improve your lifestyle and kind of just level up as a man. Where I went a little extreme when I started trading. I cut a bunch of people off. Maybe you're in the same boat. Dude, I went dead silent for 2 years, man. Okay, not quite 2 years, probably a year. Then I got to the point where I was like, damn, I maybe need to start letting people back in because I'm depressed as fuck. Dude, trading will drain you, man. It will fucking drain you. There will be days where you will fucking cry. This shit will break you mentally. Just be prepared for it, dude. The craziest thing is, if I'm thinking about myself, hearing like where you know where you guys are at, and I don't know about you guys. I guess I don't know how long Franco's been trading. I'm thinking about, you know, me. I just blew all this advice out the other year when I thought I was on top of the world. I was an arrogant little fuck. Lost a fuck ton of money before it, and I'm just doing bullshit. Doing bullshit. Franco, I don't know if you heard this, but if you want to see the stream and the setup, it's on YouTube. It's just it's my name, so it's just Joseph Britson. Or Britson Trading. I don't know if it might be something like that. I think it's Joseph Britson, JOSEPH BRITSON. That's where the setup is. I said I don't stream on here. I leave it to Creighton. Well, so on my setup, I have a couple more, or on YouTube, I have a few more things up. I have my broker, so you can see where the trade was taken, and I have my P&L and my algo, even though my algo's not taking shit for trades today. There he is. Little cutie. Maybe I should invite him to speak. And maybe he can. I don't think he. Maybe he can pop. No, I sent him this actually. Here, I'll send him. I'll send him a Snapchat of this shit. I don't know, man. My story is Nice typing in chat. Here, I'm gonna send you the snap, Creighton. Tell me how on I am if this is the trade you would have taken. That's TP at the 5 minute. Reactions off the 1 minute for value yet? Yeah, dude, it's funny because like every fucking trader is so similar, man. The only thing is I've known so many people who've wanted to get into trading and they lack the discipline. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, your motivation is gonna be no, we didn't. Okay, well actually, we might have. Not at the time of entry, not the time that I put you on at. So we got our assist down here. Because technically I don't think we had assist until down here-ish. We had a 1 minute. 1 minute assist. That's what I took mine off of. Fuck, what was I saying? Something about trading, I'm sure. Funny, like, yeah, motivation. No, it's funny, man. It's just it's pretty much all traders are really similar. Even, you know, Creighton, me, anybody you fucking meet. And the biggest thing that separates the winners from the losers is when that motivation burns out, and it's going to, dude. You're gonna be not motivated in like 2 months. I'm not gonna lie, dude. The motivation for trading burns out faster than fuck. Even if you're in the gym and whatnot, like you gotta keep your mind right. Because you'll start blowing accounts, man. You'll start blowing fundeds. You're gonna start, you know, trying to figure out what's wrong. That's what your mentors are for. You know, lean on your mentors. Lean on Creighton. You know, ask the questions right. You know, and when you get frustrated, vent. That's another big thing. When you lose, instead of revenge trading, just start writing shit up in general chat. Because I guarantee you, if you lost with your system, there's probably somebody else that lost that day because it was probably just a tough market day, and you probably shouldn't have traded. But dude, the biggest thing is just you can't give up. You know, even me, to the point where like I'd save some money, and I think Creighton did too. So we don't work other jobs, but if you had to, man, just pick up a job, DoorDash, Amazon Flex. Try if you can, try to do something where you don't have a boss. Obviously, it's okay to have a fucking boss, but it's maybe a little bit better for your psychology if you're not. You gotta be careful when you're a new dude. Yeah, when you're a new trader, dude, you have to be really careful with your mind. What you let in. You know, like you can't be telling your friends, you can't be telling people because they're all gonna tell you it's gambling, but it's fucking not. It's maybe you can call it gambling if you know you win fucking 7 of the 10 slot machines you go in. I don't know a single slot in the world that wins 7 of the 10 times. It gets you really good RRs. But if that's the truth, then I mean it's really not gambling. If I knew that I would win 7 of the 10 times that I spin this slot machine, I'm gonna go and put every dollar I fucking have on it because I know damn well I'm gonna win. But yeah, I mean, it's just you gotta be really careful. Don't tell your parents. Definitely don't tell your fucking parents. Yeah, if you're coming from something else like that, like another business setup and it's able to pay the bills, that's even better. Less stress for sure. I like to stress myself out and push things out to the fucking wire. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit. I could preach about trading all day. Big thing is just don't give up, you know? If you have free time, spend it, you know, get in the charts, back test. That's another thing is, I don't know if you've seen this fucking thing that I pulled up, and I'll pull it up. Again, I don't know, this is all on YouTube. I don't know if you guys did that, but, dude, spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are crazy. You know what's funny? You say you need to put down the video games, but you will. If you start trading all the time, you won't even want a game anymore. I don't play video games anymore at all, almost. Every now and then I'll hop onto my buddies, but the only thing is I suck dick at video games now, but I never play them. Go on walks, dude. Find the things that clear your mind. For me, it's the gym, it's basketball, it's golf for me. Find things that are gonna be positively, you know, reinforcing because you're gonna fucking need it because you're gonna get fucked. Get used to getting fucked. I'm in Iowa, man. Just like Creighton. We're Iowa boys. But yeah, no. Spreadsheets are big. I know Creighton's working on his now. Whatever you find, you need a back test, and not only like you can't use somebody else's back testing. Fucking back testing is great and all. If it's somebody else doing it, but you serious? I mean, you can't lean on it if somebody else did it. There's gonna be trades that you don't take. There's gonna be the trades you don't have confidence in, and doing it yourself will build that confidence to be able to take your trades. This is for my SMC. Obviously this goes back quite a few months. But like even when I worked on other strategies, like if you, oh yeah, it's 11. I'm like I can't take strategy or I can't take anything anyway. But for every single trade I take, let's see if I've seen that. That doesn't fucking. I know, fuck it. I'll just over here. Bro, this looks so dumb. Hold up, let me try and like make it. That's my NQ. I forgot I blurred out the ES. Obviously, spreadsheets are important. You need to find your confluences. You need to define your RRs, define your risk, and make sure you know your strategy works. And jot down your journals, your notes. This is my journal essentially. Journaling is a huge thing. And you can tell, dude, it's all in your. This spreadsheet is fucking huge. All in your back testing. So even when I did other strategies and shit, I mean, we had back testing for fucking ever, bro. I mean, like, this is all done, all manually entered. We had a lot of shit that we did that was, these are other strategies. I don't use these as much anymore. But it's just to give you the idea of what you need to look at in terms of, like, this is what's expected. Not necessarily, like, this level. This spreadsheet's insane. But you need to make a spreadsheet. You need to get the journaling down. If you have a partner to do it with, it makes it a lot easier. But it's just one of those things where, like, if you can, I know NQ gaps. Gaps and trend, like, dude, like, if you can get spreadsheets going, get a buddy that's good filling them out too with you, and if you can get a good solid, where you can kind of check him, you know, get somebody to check your journal. That's good. You know, get a buddy that's also starting out. First 3 steps, go through the course, man. Go through the course, go through all the material Creighton has, take notes on it, burn that shit into your fucking brain, show up every morning. Show up every morning to the lives and watch it in progress, burn that shit into your, your fucking brain. And once you watch all those videos once, dude, go back and watch them again. I wouldn't stop watching the videos back, because you're gonna find shit that you found earlier, and then you're gonna remember it. The biggest thing with trading, and it still happens to me to this fucking day. Not only will you be adjusting things, but you're always gonna find shit that, like, you forgot. In the beginning, it's gonna be dumb little things like you're gonna be on the wrong contract, or you're gonna have the wrong contract size, or you're gonna be over risking accidentally, or it's gonna be something dumb like that, and it's just things you're gonna have to catch. Hopefully, you'll be on sim. Definitely do sim for a while. I'd say probably a couple months before you even go funded, and then go when you have the money, go fund it. Or if you're just fucking loaded like that, I mean, go funded. Why not? But it's gonna be funded accounts probably until you can make some consistent payouts. I wouldn't even put any of your own money into lives personally. I would go definitely I'm not even a big chat guy. I just kind of get rambling. But yeah, no, dude. Having somebody else that's starting trading with you at the same time really helps. I did not have that, and it took so much longer, so much more bouncing around. I had that for a little bit with another dude that helped me with my spreadsheets, and I kind of taught him to trade if he did, help me with my spreadsheets. Obviously, the spreadsheets are insane. I had a guy that kind of helped me, and nowadays that guy is Creighton. Just somebody to bounce ideas off of and to keep you fucking. Oh, look, you're back to speaking. On your phone, too? Are you taking a shit or something? Oh, there you go. I don't know. I'm getting hot. My room's getting fucking warm. Just spitting some bars. Spitting some advice. I don't know about bars. That was kind of crazy thing to say, but I don't think I could wrap a fucking present. Good, dude. Yeah. You're starting off better than I am. You're starting on better fucking advice. Order flow, dude. Order flow is always fucking gonna be better than the bullshit I started on, man. I got fucking tossed around for probably a year. Like if you actually get on the right shit and you do shit right, you can learn trading in under a year for sure. Now you got to be really disciplined. I mean, it's possible, but like I got fucked off for so long, dude. I was in bullshit courses and trying to learn dumbass shit, trying to cut corners.
Are they commenting shit?
No, he's like DMing me. He, I
Okay,
I think he had to DM me because I wasn't reading the fucking chat. Look at this, dude. Look at the sweep on this.
Can
I'm
you
not.
share your screen?
Uh, yeah, I can. I'll do both. I've been telling them that. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Even though I wonder if it works with OBS. No, it does. I wouldn't even think it would go with OBS. That's interesting.
Just a little bit. There we go.
That's what I would have assumed your trade would have been. That was my mock for your trade. If you would have taken one.
Oh, the shirt. For sure.
Honestly, even if you wanted to, you could fucking like this was a damn good move. Like you could probably, God forbid, you could go down to here. I'd say stops maybe in here. You could do some fucking crazy shit. If that's the gap you're planning on, dude, you could do something like this, maybe even above this little consolidation area. I'm not gonna, dude, you're never gonna hear me say this again, but you have this little area right here, bro. I mean, it's, you know what I'm gonna say, you're trading? What is this? What is this?
It's a fucking barcode.
Barcode is crazy. Yeah.
Trend line.
Little support and resistance action. We had support turn resistance here. Don't trade support and resistance, fellas. But
If you trade support resistance, you're banned.
but they do have some good points. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you can use it as an additional confluence. I've just kind of like trend lines. But no, I wouldn't enter on support and resistance. Of course, maybe you will. You'll slip up and
DM. Yo.
become a fucking millionaire or something.
Who the fuck is yelling?
Yeah, bro, he's in my DMs, dude. He's on all this gay shit, bro. He's asking me like he's asking me all these questions like, do you have tan lines? You know, show me.
That's great.
Slid into my DMs, dude. He's raising me up.
I mean, with that,
Dude, I didn't even look at it. Is your profile picture? Crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. Slide up on my sheet.
I think we're.
What's that? I didn't hear what you just said. What'd you say?
Once there gets to be a lot of people, I think retarded.
Dude, we're gonna offend so many fucking people.
Like traders are like they're like a different breed of people though.
Good turnover rate.
So it depends. Yeah. Especially if you're fucking funny, good at trading, that's like a A+ course like seller right there.
There you go, dude. The course seller. I'm gonna quit trading, bro, and I'm just gonna start fucking selling a course. This needs to be a Discord on how to sell a trading course. Then we'll all make money. We'll just have like 10 different courses out there. Fucking crazy shit, dude.
I would do. Well, yeah, that would do.
That'd be crazy, bro. Imagine. I think I'd stick to trading though.
Like,
There's not much pride in being able to say, oh hey, I can sell a course.
anybody can sell. Like the easiest shit ever.
Yeah, they can. Look at the fucking ES, dude. ES is going crazy. That gold. Yeah, gold per usual is gonna enough to make it cry. Not bad. We got pre-market sweeps on gold. The only problem is it probably swept your stop. If you took your stop below these lows, actually it never fucking hit it. Longs wouldn't be so horrible on gold, but not amazing. We got an itty bitty day today. Itty bitty trade.
But like, at least price action, it's actually
Dude,
going to
Today was fucking
liquidity.
beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is like the swan song of price action. If we can have this just every day, or at least like this on the good days, and then like accumulation, just bullshit, obvious, consolidation. Like when it's just not good days, like it's like, oh yeah, this is pretty obvious. We're not gonna have a trade today. If we could have this and then that, and not the bullshit in between, where it like gives you a trade, never fills, and then fucking, it doesn't give you a trade, and then you're sitting for 5 days without trading it. None of that bullshit. If it's just like maybe 2 days are consolidation, 3 days are this. Holy fuck, dude! I'll have a Ferrari by next year. Fucking A. Honestly, I'm more of a Lambo guy. I probably wouldn't even do a Ferrari. What do you mean you don't know? Bull fucking fuck, you don't know. You're a Porsche guy. Yeah, I don't know, but your fucking wallpaper on your fucking PC is a damn Porsche, but you don't know. Yeah.
Like,
You know. You know.
Thing like this
Over a GT3 RS,
What?
you would do what Lambo then? It'd have to be some fucking Lambo, like a Revuelto?
Yeah.
Really? You do SVJ over a Revuelto? I gotta do the Revuelto.
Yeah, like, yeah.
SVJ is fucking sick, but
I mean, yeah. Like the look of the
I think it looks like a fucking Batmobile. And matte black, I think it's fucking
It does.
sick. It looks like an F-22 Raptor from the fucking back, too. Oh, dude. Looks like a jet engine.
I just need a twin turbo.
There you go. I'm a big black guy. I'm a big black guy. Just huge and black. I like the black cars. Dude, look, doesn't this look like a fucking doesn't look like a Jesus, this is actually a video. It's like a fucking fighter jet here. Oh my god, that's just such a beautiful car. Dude, how do you not like that? How do you fucking what?
I do.
Oh my, that's actually crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a little wild. SVJs are just
I need
dated,
to see
and they don't have dual clutches. Overall, though, I'll do a
I need to see
McLaren.
it.
My first supercar I'm gonna buy. Ooh, this one right here, boys. Big enough to put the golf clubs in the back. Gonna be this boy right here. Oh, they're not even that expensive. They're actually not even that bad. No, they're only like 130K. You can find them fucking,
It's
dude.
like
You can.
fucking brand new M8 comp.
I know, and they're leather interior. They got nice little ambient lighting. I don't know. I
It's
thought.
like the same price as a C8
I know. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'd much rather have a McLaren. So much sicker, dude. The doors go fucking up. Like I need that.
Check engine light, you're gonna get.
I'm just such a fucking narcissist. I need to walk like when I'm getting out of my car. I need to put the doors up, dude. It's just like it's a desire. I couldn't. That's why I couldn't do Ferrari. I got to swing that door up.
Ferrari, or do that door.
Some of the really, really, really nice Ferraris do, like the LaFerrari, and like some of like those are like 3 million. Like I'm talking like I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm spending that kind of money. It's not going to be a LaFerrari. They're new, the LaFerrari F1 too. Or LaFerrari F1,
Yeah.
Jesus. What's their new Ferrari? It's a fucking, I don't know, it just came out. The doors on that go up though. Yeah, I need to be like slowly crawling out of a McLaren with the door up, dude. I need everybody fucking looking at me. I'm such a narcissist. I gotta show up to the fucking gym in a bright orange McLaren and make sure everybody fucking watches me throw that door up. God, dude, I'm just an asshole. But that's it. That's how it's gotta be. I couldn't do a normal door, dude. I didn't spend fucking 130K for a door that opens like your Civic. You know?
Yeah.
I don't even think that's that hot of a take. I think that's pretty fucking standard, actually. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Apparently not that many, though, because people still go with Ferrari. Plenty of Ferrari dudes. Alright, boys. Fucking 11:30, eh? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna end the stream there.